Good morning to you all. Happy Thursday and welcome to your very first show of the day here on Crafters TV. And as we always say, because it's true, we've got another jam-packed day coming your way on Crafters TV. I am not on my own, of course. You've seen her just a moment ago. So we're going to be together all day today. It is, of course, it's Corrine. We're back together again.
We certainly are. It's got a good day, isn't it?
It's going to be a really good day.
Yes, we've got lots and lots. We've got our wake-up call first, then we're doing a craft along.
We are.
We're doing a craft along with our colourable Create a Card.
Ooh.
So I put together this little card, so I thought we wouldn't have one colourable Create a Card on there. There we go. Oh, there we go. It's just coming in nice and there you are. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. We'd have two colourable Create a Cards. Aren't they absolutely gorgeous? So you're going to make this lovely sort of dome-fronted but zigzag inside card. So go that way even. We're going to make him that later. So I think that will probably take quite a while because we've got a lot of colouring to get through on that. And then we've got a cartload.
We do indeed.
Yes.
It's going to be good, isn't it?
It is.
Really good one. And see that, of course, Corrine will be doing some colouring as well. What I would say as well, head across onto the website because maybe part of Cartloads, maybe part of Spectrum Noir, you might see a few different colour mediums. Now, of course, we'll go over Craft Along later on, whereas you might want to do exactly as what you're doing, but you might want to change it up. That's the fun about the Cartload. It's entirely up to you.
It certainly is. You don't even have to use the same dyes. You could use something completely different.
Exactly. You absolutely can do. So as Corrine was saying, that yes, we're here on Wake Up Call, then Craft Along. That is going to be 2 o'clock here in the UK, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 6 a.m. Pacific Time. And then we have got our Thursday tradition now. It is our Cartload. It is going to be 6 o'clock here in the UK, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Time. And this is where I'll always say, if there was any day that you need to go onto our website and shop ahead, head there right now. You're going to find the shop the day. That's where to go. Have a look, see what you can get, pop it in your basket and check it out. And while you're across there, we are in the midst of our 12 days of Craftmas. So what have we got for you today? We have got 25% off our Geminis. Sorry, Craig, say that again. I will do. 25% off our Gemini machines. So if you have been thinking about getting a Gemini machine, well, today is the day you might want to purchase one. What I do have to say though, Mini's already gone. It's gone. Not just a Gemini though. When we say Gemini machines, it includes the foil press. So have a look there across on your website, crafterscompanion.co.uk.com or .eu. Head there, have a look, not only on Shop the Day where you're going to find everything that myself and Corrine is going to be having a look at today, but do check out that 12 days of Craftmas where up till midnight your time, wherever you are across the globe, your time, you're going to be able to take advantage of 25% off our Geminis. So with it being, of course, our Thursday, and it is our Cartload, what I do have to say is we've already got a sellout. So not only is the Mini gone when it comes to our 25% off our Gemini, I'm not going to show you, so I'm not going to tease you, but what was our stamp and die goodie bag, it's gone. Already gone. You've been there on the website. Not going to see it. Not going to see it. Don't worry, we do have a few other ones that are going to come your way. So we do have an embossing folder one. I'm going to just go over that just in a second. What I do just quickly want to do, say good morning to so many of you. We've got Rachel on this morning. We've got Six Pack saying good morning from Saltburn, UK. Alicia Gordon is saying good morning, greetings from Arkansas. Getting ready for work while listening to my favourite channel. It's foggy here and all the rain this week. Yeah, it's not rainy here, but it was certainly icy this morning. I had to defrost the car. Sarah Brown is in from Melbourne, Australia, saying crafty hugs to you all. Looking forward to spending the day watching us. Zoe Carver saying good morning from a frosty West Sussex. Same here in the northeast. We have got Lillian is saying hello, Corrine and Craig. Did it snow up there? Not yet, but it is very, very frosty. We've got George and we've got Jamie in the gallery once again today, both saying good morning to you. They both said, apparently, yes, it is meant to be snowing here at some point today. So let's see. I would like to get a flicker. you know, don't want too much because then it causes havoc. You guys, stateside, you know all about that. Apparently it is a, say that again, Jamie, 80% chance that it's going to snow. That's our weather, ladies and men, here in the UK, so anything can actually happen. You never know, it might be sun, be splitting the pavement. But we'll wait and see. It has been frosty, of course. Sandra Dundas is on. Carol McDaniel saying good morning, Craig, Corrine, crafty friends. Carol Ann saying good morning. So is Susan Griffin. And Alicia Gordon on YouTube saying, I love how Corrine and Craig's sweaters are festive and fun. Well, Corrine's gone for the monochromatic look, and I've gone for the holiday armadillo look. If you like French, you'll know exactly what I mean by that one there. But yeah, Rachel on the comments this show. So any questions, anything you want to ask, take advantage of having Corrine here today. So whether it is Facebook, whether it is YouTube, fire them across and we will read them out throughout the show, but also throughout the day because both of us are here all day today. Right, let's have a look. We have got an Embossing Folder Lucky Dip bundle here. Now, today's price is £20 or $30. Platinum price, remember, even when it comes to your lucky dips, you are going to get a platinum price being £16 or $24. Now, what you are going to be doing at today's price, you're actually going to be saving 45%. I know, it's fab. Right, so within our lucky dip, I'm going to show you what's in this lucky dip bag. And in my ear, Jamie's going to remind me what we've got with the lucky dip. So you can dip up to so many times. So we've got our 3D embossing folder. So within this one here, you've got your, now, well, actually, so I'm going to clear that one up because usually our lucky dip ones are where you can dip up to so many times. Whereas I think this is actually different. This is an embossing folder lucky dip bundle. So I'm not sure. So I believe if you go for this embossing folder lucky dip, you will receive what I'm away to show you. However, if you were to purchase more, you will get duplicates. So I just want to clear that one up. I thought there, oh, lucky dip, because we've done a couple of variations. But this one is £20, $30 for what I'm showing you here. Now this one has just not that long launched. These are our duo embossing folders. We have got our 3D Christmas embossing folder. Look at this one here. Our Marco Floral 3D embossing folder, 5.5 by 5.5. We have got the most intricate 3D embossing folder. That is 6 by 4. Then we are going to have a little bit of a garden party. We can see here now within this one here, you have got, that's kind of like, not quite an umbrella, a sombrero sort of effect that we can just see underneath. What was that?
Parasol.
Parasol, that was it. That was it. I was thinking someone's going to remind me in my ear what that was.
They weren't helping you there at all, were they?
No, not at all, no. I'm going to say us guys, we were kind of just at a blank as to what it was exactly. Do you know what? It could be an umbrella. It's a fancy word like that. But we're not finished here. We've still got our last one, all 3D that you can see. £16 or $24. However, if you are, of course, not in Club Inspire, you have still got a really incredible price, today's price, at £20 or $30. All of these are across on our website. Don't forget, one of them have already gone. That was our Stampin' Dies, has already gone. It's sold out. So keep that in mind when it comes to that embossing folder. You've got some embossing folders that are relatively new within those ones there. So maybe you're just wanting to have a nice selection for yourself. Maybe you're new to crafting, or maybe you're going to dish them out. Whatever you want to do with them, it's entirely up to you. crafterscompanion.co.uk.com or .eu. That's where you need to go. Now, right at the start, Corrine was telling you about the craft along that we have got coming up, and it is all about the curlable Create a Card die collection. So what you've got is 49 elements that we can see here. You do have stamps within these as well. Now, $61.99 or $71.49. However, if you are platinum, that comes down to $49.59 or $57.19. Now, our craft along, if you are new to us, when we launch a product, round about 4 weeks' time, give or take, what we do is we do a craft along. So it gives you time to get the product, and then one of us, we will do a craft along. So today, Corrine is doing a craft along on this collection here. Now, if you've not got it, we still give you the opportunity to purchase it today. And of course, once you get it, of course, we won't be live by the time you come back and rewatch Corrine. However, it's always there on our YouTube, so you can go back. And then, of course, when it's not live, it means you can pause, you can rewind, you can do all those different things. So you can absolutely still craft along at a later date. It's just not live. So if you do want to go for this bundle, we have got the Thinking of You. So I'll briefly explain it at the moment because Corrine will go over in a lot more detail shortly, but it's a combination of our stamp Create a Card and our die Create a Card together. So by using them both together, you have got such a lovely effect where the die cuts perfectly over that sentiment at the side here. So you've got your outline dies that work together, but it all complements. So that all works in the exact same way. But then this one here, we've got Beautiful Butterfly. We've also got our Dragonfly Dreams. We have then got our Celebrate Your Day. We've also got one of my favorites, Sweet Roses. And then we have also got our special bouquet. So you've got your outline die, so it means you can cut in or you can cut out of your card. Now, on that today's price, you've got a saving of 20% on today's saving there on today's price, $61.99 or $71.49. It only launched on the 1st of November, so not that too long ago if you did get your hands on it, but platinum $49.59 or $57.19. Just to say as well, on that 12 days of Christmas, if you are going to treat yourself to any of our Gemini ranges, when it comes to the checkout, when you go to that promo code, what I would like you to do is type in capitals machine25. That's going to activate that 25% off your Gemini machines. Rightio, Corrine,
right.
Going to be a really, really good craft along.
It certainly is. So I think we should have a go with one of the dies from the set that we're going to use in the craft along. So this is the Beautiful Butterfly. And as Craig said, you can have it cut into your cardstock or you can have it cut out. It's entirely up to you. So we're going to use the Beautiful Butterfly. And what you've got is you've got two dies. You've got a frame and you've got a detailed die. Now you can use them together or you can use them separately. So first of all, I'm going to use them separately. Now I'm cutting this into Nina card because I'm going to do some colouring. Now I find these are really good dies. I don't put my magnetic shim in with these.
No.
Because then, because as we all know, the pressure inside, just a minute, that plate's a little bit, let me see, a little bit bent. Is that one? See if I can find a better, that one's better. Let me just use that plate.
Something similar happened yesterday with Jan as well. It must be first thing in the morning with the Gemini machine. It's kind of like...
Yeah. There we go. Right, now I don't put my metal shim in, my magnetic shim, because we don't need the pressure, the full pressure, because it's such a simple outline die that it will cut just with those plates. And I find then that, having said that, that one hasn't. Now, this is different to mine at home. At home, I don't put that magnetic shim in, but I am today. I'm going to put that in. Right, take that back. We'll erase all that I just said. I put the magnetic shim in. I don't do it at home.
It's knowing your machine, isn't it?
It's knowing every machine is different. There we go. Right. Let's try it again. That's gone through. There we go. Look at that. Every machine is different. Now, that's cut the outside of your image. Always looks a little bit strange because there's no detail in there. Now, I didn't use the frame die, but what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to cut the frame with the detail in this lovely mint green. Let me just take that tape off. Oh, got the tape all muddled up. There we go. So I've already taken the mint green down, the frame down, so then I'm going to put the detail in. And what I'm actually doing is I'm using this to create a border around the outside. So what we'll do is we'll snip away the rest of the green in a few minutes. Put that on there. I just need to make sure it's nice and straight. But that looks, let me put another piece of tape on, just holding that one. All right, keep my magnetic shim in. There we go. Shows how every machine is totally different.
And it's funny you saying that, because the other day when Debbie Robinson was in, she was saying exactly the same. There was one of the dyes she was doing where she didn't put in our magnetic shim because she didn't need it. So it's just knowing your machine is going the same.
Exactly, exactly. Right, so now we've got, this one has cut here like that. Oh, there we go. I'm just trying to get that out. And what it's done now is it's cut this image with a small frame around, because we've used the outside die as well as the inside die.
Okay.
But all I'm going to do now is grab a tissue as well while I'm at it. For a minute. Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. I think so many people are like that at the moment.
And all I'm going to do now is snip away just there. So you can't actually see where I've gone. So I'm just, if you want to use a craft knife, then use a craft knife. It's entirely up to you. But I'm just running my scissors. Can you see? You can't even see where it's gone. But
No.
I know this has created a perfect frame. So when we've finished, we're going to pop that over the top. And can you see we've created a beautiful frame?
Yeah.
If you want to use that for another one, then you've got it if that's what you want to do. So once we've got to this point, we now need to add in our detail.
Okay.
Now, you can colour these with whatever medium works for you. I'm going to be colouring with my alcohol pens. So that means straight away I know I need to use my alcohol-proof ink pad. I love this, so it's all about, you know, using the right product. Just to give you the heads up, week on Saturday, isn't it? We've got like a masterclass in ink pads. Masterclass ink pads 101. The 17th.
Okay.
Me and you.
Me and you, yeah.
Yeah, me and you, 17th. So if you're unsure which ink pad you need to use, then join Craig and myself on the 17th, and we're going to go through them all. Your Midas, your waterproof, your alcohol-proof,
perfect,
your opaques, all of them, and we're going to really go into detail. So I put that on there, as you saw, and then I picked it up, and now I can stamp. So we can then stamp. So as I said, alcohol-proof ink pad, because we are going to colour with our alcohol pens. If you want to, you could do it with a rocker block, but we need it in exact position. Would you ever do something like this with a rocker block, or would you always go with a stamping platform, Craig?
I would always go with a stamping platform, because for me to try and lining it up for a rocker block, for me, I would say, yeah, if you go with a stamping platform.
Personally, I would always go stamping platform, but it's what you prefer, isn't it?
It really is.
We can pop that down, and then we can line that up. So these are your colourable creator cards. As Craig said, you've had your stamping creator card, you've had your die cutting creator cards, and this time now, look at that, we're combining the two together. Doesn't that, it looks beautiful, doesn't it?
It does.
Really gorgeous. The level of detail. Now I've also already pre-stamped out my sentiment, and I'll trim that in a minute. So we can take that off there, move that out of the way. Oops, top's come off. And as always, when you're doing colouring, we always put a piece of card down first, which there it is. It's white on the white desk. So I'm going to pop that onto my cardstock, just so that the ink doesn't pool onto the table. Mm-hmm. And then I've got a selection of pens. Now, for this one, we're not going to spend too long colouring. When we do the craft along, we're going to colour from the start to the beginning, to the end. Start to the beginning? That doesn't make sense, does it?
We know what you mean.
Start to the end. We're going to do it all. This time we're just going to do a little bit to show you. So I'm going to come in with my hydrangea blend, and I'm just going to go down the centre of the body. And as I said, this is Nina card, so it allows me to do perfect blending if that's what you want to do. So we can just come round here, and I'm just adding in a little bit of shade. There we are. You can just see.
George is awful demanding today, isn't he, Corrine?
He is.
He's in your ear saying, Corrine, can you go to the left a bit? Can you go to the right to the bit? Can you go up a wee bit? Yeah.
Well, I wasn't going to call him out, but yeah,
I will.
I
don't mind calling him out, not at all.
There we go. So yeah, I was trying to make it look slick, There we go. And then we're going to just come along here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and add some dimension. So I'm just going to come to here, and then I'm just going to leave a little bit of a white highlight just there. And then we're going to use our pens to really add in that dimension. And because this is your Nina card, so the fibres of your card are a lot longer. So the ink can travel up them, it can wick. It doesn't, if you had a look at our, get the words in a minute, the multi-purpose card, it's got very small fibres.
Yes, it does.
So when the ink hits, it stays still, it stops, it doesn't move.
Right.
But having a longer fibre in your cardstock, it feels very smooth. You can always, people say, how do we know which cardstock is which? You can tell straight away, can't you? It feels different. Nina card feels different. It just, it feels really, really smooth and soft. And that's because of those fibres. So just take some, oh, there we go, I'm trying to get that way. Just take your time to add in that shade. I often have to go over it a couple of times just to get it where you want it to be. Just adding in the depth, so you can see just there. And let's do the same on this side.
Just to say, Corrine, just exactly as you were saying there about the card, yesterday in masterclass towards the end, just for a few minutes, Jan spent a little bit of time just showing you the Nina card against the multi-purpose card against the watercolour card, because there was a question. So if you want to have a look, we've got loads on our YouTube, but if you do want to go back to something lately, it was just at the end of masterclass yesterday with Jan. So
yeah. I know it can seem a little bit daunting, but once you've got your head around it, it is quite logical, isn't it? It's perfect. So you can just see, just wherever it's going to be a little bit darker, we're just adding the darker shades, just dragging those out, giving myself a little bit of white at the middle, and we just colour up to, not over our previous colours. Can you see straight away? That's starting to look dimensional. And then I'm going to come in with my blue turquoise just to show you on here. So we can come in, start at the right end of the pen. So I'm going to come in first with my paler colour. Okay. And just go on like this. So this is about, we call this the like a perfect blend, getting that first layer down. And again with these, I'm just going to leave these different ways. I'll colour these again later in the craft along, and we'll see different ways to colour them. Just to add in that little bit of white, just to create that impression of dimension. And then we can come in with the next one. And you notice it, I always sort of do, I'm doing sort of flicky motions in the direction that I want it to look like it's curving. And that's just going to help to create that.
So you might be familiar with that technique with the illustrators, but you know, you can absolutely do that still with your tri-blends.
Of course you can. Of course you can. And then we can just come in with the deeper colour. Just bring in that deeper colour just in there.
Loving
so
that
each
colour.
time we're getting less and less, you know, depth with the colour. So it, you know, just brings it out a little bit less, and then we can blend up to there. And then it's just about, we don't want harsh lines where the one colour changes over.
Definitely not.
We just want it to move from one colour to the other almost seamlessly. So that's why I always leave a little bit more white than I think I'm going to need, because it will just sort of get a little bit smaller as you go. Yeah. So we can just come along here. There we go, just adding in a little bit. And I always know when I've got it right, because you can almost see the ink is wet for a few seconds and then it puddles. What you mean, yeah. And that, to me, just means that we're on the right lines. And don't worry when you turn over, look at that. That is absolutely spot on to have the colour coming through, which is why we put a piece of cardstock underneath, because it just captures it all. So I'm just doing little bits, and then I know this is one of our brush ones, but I couldn't find the green. It's right, we have these colours at home, and then you come in here. And
I know, that's the thing, isn't it? Yeah.
We prep these at home, don't we? And then when we come in here, if we spent a bit of time. Now, one of the things I would recommend is don't sort of lay down your first colour on all of the leaves at once, because I find that you get a better blend if the ink's still damp.
Okay.
So I'm just sort of doing two leaves at a time, because the ink is still staying damp and workable.
Yeah.
If you go too far, oh, you can't see, there we go, let me bring it, there we are. So you need that ink to still be sort of malleable and you know, able to be blended. And if you go too far ahead, oops, then you won't get that. So we just come down to there, just dragging the colour into the darker one. And as you can see, I've got a bit of a line. Oops, didn't mean to do that.
It's nice to see that, I know that they're both alcohol pens, but it's nice to see that you can still combine your, you know, your tri-blends with your brush ones as well.
And I think in the next demo we're going to do, I'm going to try and blend the tri-brushes and the tri-colours, because they're all, you know, much of a muchness. They're just, we just give them in a different format. So we'll have a go with the tri-colours with the tri-blends as well. Just because, you know, not everybody's got every colour in every format.
No, we don't.
You can just get, I definitely haven't got every colour in every format yet. I'm often, you know, I love my tri-blend because it just takes the thought out of it, you know, it works. But there'll be a time when I haven't got the colour, so I have to switch over to one of my classiques and just fill in that little gap. Or I've got a tri-colour and I think, oh, I need to go a little bit, or tri-blend, sorry, and I need to go a little bit darker, or I need to go a little bit paler. Exactly, so I just turn to my classiques. It's all the same. It is actually the same ink in each barrel. Yeah. It's just presented in a different way, with maybe a different brush or in a different combination. So, you know, you use...
And it's like I say, you're not going to have the colouring police at the door, banging at the door, saying, why are you using two different, you know, pens? As Corrine said.
The thing we're unlikely to do is to use a watercolour with an alcohol pen.
Yeah.
You know, because that then does start to look a bit strange. So you just keep coming in here. So let's have a go with a little bit of yellow, just to show you on here. So I'm just going to just colour in the yellow, just to show you how the colours all work together. We can just come around here, just leave a little highlight in the middle. So this is just my light yellow blend, and then again we can just add in a little bit more depth around the edge.
I'm loving this colour.
It's harder to get the depth of colour with the yellows because they're, you know, it's a bit more subtle, isn't it? Back on the right way, yes.
But those four colours together, they look
Beautiful,
really good, don't they?
Yes. There we go. Let's just make sure they're all blended together. There we are. But you see how they will work together. I'm going to do this petal here and petal. It's not a petal, is it? It's a bit of wing. Wow. I was really struggling with words. I've woken up with a bit of a cold this morning, and I don't think my words are working.
Because you were when we were chatting earlier on this morning, because you were saying you went to bed last night feeling absolutely fine, didn't you?
I didn't have any cold at all.
Yeah, nothing.
And then woke up about 3 o'clock thinking, wow, where did that come from? But it's fine. So I've been to the supermarket this morning, and I think I bought every cold remedy that was on the shelf. So I've taken those. Make sure they're all non-drowsy, because you don't want me falling asleep.
Not when you're colouring anyway, no.
No. Otherwise you might not, you know, you might come to do 2 o'clock and I'm asleep in the green room.
Anyone seen Corrine? Yeah. Anyone seen her? Oh, she'll be asleep in the green room.
Now the other thing, I keep going over a little bit of the edge. I'll show you later. I don't know if we've got a blender pen in here. I'll see if there is one in here.
Yeah.
If you go over the edge, don't panic about it. There isn't one in here. I've got one in my bag and I'll show you. You can, there's one there. There's one there. If you just come over the edge like I've just done here, get your blender pen and just colour it out. Just dot it out. There we go. You can see, because the blender pen is just basically, it's just the ink. It just blends away that ink.
Yeah, it does,
so
doesn't it?
We all do it. You think you've, depends what angle you sat at sometimes, the ink can just travel a little bit further. Just take it out like that, look. Looks absolutely perfect. Nobody would ever know what you did. And if you want to add a little bit more depth, I've got my blue turquoise shades here, and that will mean I can come in here and just add in a little bit more. So you always go darker where it's sort of go deeper colour where it's likely to be a bit more darker. So, you know, at the joins, you know, wherever things join up or things overlap, you can often get a little bit more darkness in there. That's gone.
And it works a treat, doesn't it?
It really does.
Shows it off beautifully.
So we can just drag that one, and then, and don't be afraid to come back to it if you look, because the thing with alcohol pens is the colour does change as it dries. So if you think, I often think it's better to walk away and then come back a few minutes later, and you can see, look at that, can you see how it looks so much deeper down there?
Doesn't it?
And it comes out. So let's just then add a little bit of that hydrangea blend that we put in the centre. You can see how we've just combined those colours. Now, I am going to do a big jump, so leap of faith, so you can see we've gone to there.
Wow.
So you can see just from here, and then it's just about adding in those colours. But if I didn't jump onto there, that could, you know, it could take most of the show,
That's
so we don't want it to do. Now, what we did here is I just took the inner die and cut it into a piece of card that I'd scored to make a box lid. And then I'm going to pop this one onto there, because obviously we're not going to colour onto the green, because that's not going to work, is it? So we want to colour onto our Nina to give us the maximum opportunities to do our colouring. And then I'm going to pop this on with some
They're
wet
just
glue.
a really lovely set, combining your die creative cards with your stamping creative cards, and they just work beautifully together.
It's almost like the best of all the different ways to do, you know, to create them. So, you know, create a card, we're going to create a box just because we can. Now, you remember that little frame we cut? I'm going to pop a little bit of wet glue onto here, and we're going to pop that just there, and that's going to roll into there, and that will now fit perfectly on there, because if you remember, we cut it out using the same die set. So that's just framed that, and doesn't that look gorgeous? So we need to make this up into a box. So all we're going to do is we're going to cut down and then just trim off a little slither. And that just means by cutting off that little slither, it means that this edge won't protrude out when you've actually made the box. Because sometimes you find it can just be very slightly elevated. And then we can come down here.
And the thing with these as well is, okay, you know, if you're going to colour them in full, that can be the relaxing time, the bit that takes that little bit of a time to do. However, the actual projects themselves, they can be so simple, but by having that creative card element and the colouring, so impactful.
It really is. So, you know, for the craft along we've got this afternoon, as I said, I've used 2 of our dies, and yeah, I've had absolutely loved colouring them in. And like you say, you can be colouring on your own, at your craft, wherever you craft. You could be doing it on your knee in front of the TV. Sounds weird. I'll often colour when I'm sort of sitting on the phone.
Right.
Because sometimes when yes, you need to concentrate when you're colouring, but not over-concentrate, because I think you can overthink it if you're not careful. So I often like to colour when I'm sort of just chatting on the phone, because I find it just works really, really well. Right, now, as I said to you before, I've cut out that, I stamped that sentiment, so I'm just going to take a little bit of, I'm going to take my die, and I'm just going to cut it out. So these will go through even your smallest die cutting machine. Now, with the creator card dies themselves, or the sentiments, the stamps can be used independently. If you want to, you could have just stamped that gorgeous butterfly onto a piece of cardstock and never cut it out. The fact that we've cut it out there looks beautiful, but if you don't want to, then don't. It's entirely up to you. It will look really nice anyway. And then I've got this one here, so I'm going to have to be, there's my glue. I'm going to have to just put a little bit of glue just there, and a little bit of glue just there, and then I'm going to pop it on to there. So there we go. So that's my box lid. Here's my box base. So I've just gone with a slightly deeper edge. So the middle is the same, using the opposite side of our scoreboard, as you've seen us do so many times. So you use the left-hand side for the lid, right-hand side for the base, and I'm just going to pop that.
And that leads very, very nicely into what I can say, and that is on Sunday, my set will all weekend, myself and Debbie Fisher together. On the Sunday, I'm going to be on Corrine's side, and I've got a starter skills show where I've got our large scoreboard, I've got a couple of our embossing boards and our envelope maker, where we're going to be having a look at them.
Oh, that'll be good.
If you do want a wee bit more information, that's going to be on Sunday, starter skills.
Brilliant. Yes, it's all about, yeah, hopefully these new format shows take it back to basics and
so much love for it.
So if anybody's got any questions, email in and Craig and Debbie will be able to answer them for you, hopefully. So that works really well, doesn't it? It
really does. And actually, with you, Corrine, saying that you've got your ink pad with the weekend after with myself and you, on My Colour Me Happy on Sunday, it is all about, we're having a look at our tricolour aqua, our aqua pens and our sparkle pens as well.
Oh,
so our water-based pens, so we'll be doing that on Sunday.
It's brilliant. I think I've got 5 craft-alongs this month.
You've got quite a few, and I've got quite a few with you doing them. I'm on this side, you're on there.
Yes. Yeah, the very last day before we break up for Christmas, we've got 2 craft-alongs in one day. Yes.
I'll be high as a kite by then, Corrine.
Are you driving home to Scotland after
that? As soon as we finish, on the 23rd, as soon as we finish at 8 o'clock at night here in the UK, I am jumping in that car, it will be packed, it will be ready, and I'll be driving home for Christmas.
And how long will that take?
By that time of the night, I should be okay. It should maybe be about 3 hours, 45 minutes.
Oh, it's not as far then as I thought.
It's not too bad. Although saying that, keeping in mind, it is the 23rd.
Could be busy.
So a lot of people will be doing that, I suppose. So
yes.
Let's think of it as just over 4 hours. And if I'm less than that, it's going to be good.
Yes. And then what, are you there till New Year's Day or back for New Year?
No, I'm coming back here round about the either 28th, 29th, and then myself and Caitlin, we'll have a quiet New Year because obviously I'm going home for Christmas, she spent it with her family, and then I believe I'm going to be in here all day on the 2nd of January when we start back.
Perfect. There we go. Now look at that. All I have just done is made a little box. If you wanted to, you could put a piece of acetate behind there. That would look lovely. You could even turn it into a shaker. But how beautiful is that? A lovely little gift box for someone. But you have done all of the colouring yourself.
Isn't that fab? Absolutely gorgeous. Love that colouring. Loving that shadowing as well. So don't forget, this is the collection where Corrine will be doing a craft along later on today. So if you've not got your hands on it just yet, we have the option for you to go for it today and come back and watch the craft along at a later date on our YouTube. So this is our colourable Create a Card Stamp and Die collection. 49 elements in total, $61.99 or $71.49. You are saving 20% on today's price, and these actually launched on the 1st of November. If you are platinum, however, that's going to come down to $49.59 or $57.19. We've got Special Bouquet, we've got Sweet Roses, we've also got Celebrate Your Day. We have then got our Dragonfly Dreams. We've also got Beautiful Butterfly, and we have also got our Thinking of You. So all of them are coming in that whole set. So you can do exactly what Corrine will do later on, or you can change the Stamp and Die set. It's up to yourself. Then what we've got, remember at the start I said we've got a few options when it comes to colouring. So we're going to have a look at a couple of them just now. And we have our tri-blend. So we've got our essential tri-blends here. So this is where you've got your 24 pens. Now within this one it actually gives you 72 colours. It's today's star buy On today's price, £50 or $70, you've got a saving of over 40%. But look at your platinum price, £40 or $56. If I just jump back again to that today's price, you're actually saving $35.98 or $59.98. But it's not just your tri-blends that you've got. What you're also going to get is your Sarah body bag as well. Now these hold your tri-blends just perfectly. The buddy bag comes under Totally Tiffany, as you know, incredible quality. It's all about the storage, and these hold your tri-blends beautifully. So if you are using them, of course, they will sit upright. When you're not using them, we tend to say, goes for most pens, if not all pens, have them lying down, then it means that your ink is just going to have settled just nicely right across. But if you do need to set them up for a wee while, then they will do. Really, really strong Velcro. Even inside, what you've got is you've got that really strong holder inside, and it is removable as well. So you might want to use that for the pens and use this for something else. It's up to yourself. But that is included within your Tri-Blend Essential Blend pen. 24 pens, however, in total it is 72 colours that you are getting. So you see in a moment ago, Corrine was using some of the Tri-Blend pens. And then talking about Tri, these ones are our Tri-Colour brush pens. Now these ones here, these launched with actually myself and Leanne during birthday event. Now these sold out within wake up call, and then they sold out again later on in the day, and then they sold out again later on that day as well. How did they manage to keep coming back? Because we're pinching them from other places that we're meant to go to. That is how phenomenally busy these were. Now what these are about, these are the brush aspect, but this isn't doing your blending and shading in colour families. This is doing it with different colour families, but the pen's been all put together for you. So you don't have to think about what different colour families work together. It's all done for you. It is alcohol-based colouring, but the different colour families has all been thought of for you. So it is 18 pens, but yet again, it gives you 54 colours. So you've got all of these ones together, $59.99 or $89.95. But if you are platinum, it's going to come down to $47.99 or $71.96. And this gives you an idea as to all of the pens, all of the colours, but how they all look together. So if I draw your eye down into the Lush Verdant, you've got a turquoise, you've got a darker shade or a mid shade of green and a darker shade of green, all working together. Same with, let's go down into, let's cherry pick, let's go into this one here. So you've got your different shades. These are different families. So CR4, we've got B005 and GY1. Different colour families where they still work together. The thought's been done for you. You just need to pick up your pen and start colouring. So as I say, platinum price for that, $47.99 or $71.96. We're going to have a look at them again later on, but we just thought we'll give you a little heads up with them because Corrine was using our Tri-Blend pens a moment ago. Lots of lovely comments coming through. So what we're going to do is we'll give you an opportunity to check out your baskets because quite a few of you have actually gone for what Corrine will be doing in our craft along later. So we will come back. We were talking about Club Inspire quite a lot yesterday. So if you are new to us and you want another recap as to all about Club Inspire, here's the boss to tell you more about our Club Inspire.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members.
You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
We get to know people from places and walks of life that we wouldn't come across in our everyday life if it wasn't for Crafters TV and doing what we do.
I got so many lovely comments from people when I started doing the presenting, and it was just really such a lovely feeling. And it's nice that people keep messaging in. You know, we see the same people. We know you can build up that kind of relationship with those people. So it's just the fact that people like what we do and they're pleased. And I do love it when people send us photographs of the items that they've made.
We talk about customers, but really they go in as a customer, come out as a friend. The support that I get is amazing. The messages I get are amazing.
Me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers at Crafters TV. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise. Other people have got a completely different health issues. They understand and they relate to what I'm going through, what others are going through. So whether we interact on a crafting basis or whether we interact on a health basis, a personal basis, we're all there to support one another. It is incredible.
The reaction of viewers when they come to meet us is worth all of the early mornings when we have to get up for our early morning shows.
Some of the customers come on as craft ambassadors and things like that, craft along with us, and being able to actually chat with them on air. Love it. I really love that connection with them.
We've had lots of shows where we've done like craft alongs, especially where we've had viewers craft along with us. We had a particular viewer, Joy, who joined us once before, and she literally made me cry on air, and Joe, because the things she said about us, it really was quite humbling that there are people out there that watch us and invite us into their living rooms and really treat us like family.
Can I tell them what you've just said there? Yeah? Oh, it's fab. We're back together again on the 2nd. You're going to be on this side.
Well, we're here all through Christmas, all up to Christmas.
There we go. Let's just start
I think
here.
I've got one day with Ben between now and Christmas, and every other day is with you. And then on the 2nd, it's me and you.
Yeah, that's going to be good then. Brilliant. Here we
Brilliant.
go. It's going to be a lot of fun. Start the new year with myself and Corrine on the 2nd. We've got Deborah saying it's just started snowing here in Glasgow. Talking about Glasgow in Scotland, don't forget, Ben and Sarah, they're going to be up in Aberdeen and then Edinburgh with their tour. So if you get a chance...
When do they go up there? Is it any day?
It's this week.
This week?
This week, yeah. There's one of them tonight, actually.
Is it?
I think it's definitely the end of this week, yeah, because I think they've got about 3 dates
They've
left.
got 3 left, yeah.
And this is the last week, so
yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah, they're going to be...
Same at Chile. My husband's just sent me a picture out on the dog walk and it definitely looks chilly.
Definitely looks
I'm definitely
chilly.
in the right place this morning.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I would agree with you as well. Going back to the demo you just done there a moment ago, so many people are saying how much they love the colours, such as Deborah, saying those colours are lovely. Our Rachel is saying, I have all the illustrators and all the tri-blends as well. We've got Teresa saying, you make me want to get my pens out at the early hours of 4:30 a.m.
Ooh.
Yeah. Colouring can do that, can't it? It really can. And actually going on something, Corrine, you were saying about starter skills, Anne Fleming on Facebook is saying, I've learnt so much from the starter skills shows.
Brilliant. That's what we want,
isn't it? That's exactly what we want. Susan Griffiths on YouTube is saying, what a gorgeous box, Corrine, and all the tips along the way from colouring and construction. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kate McQueen on YouTube is saying, I'm on my 2nd set of tricolour markers. I've used them that much.
Oh, that's a good sign, isn't it? When your pens start to run out, then you know they're being well loved. 2
very quick questions. Victoria on YouTube is saying, question. If you use illustrators, do you use the 3 blend by using 1, 5 and 7, or does it not matter as long as you use 3 shades of the same colour?
Really doesn't matter. I'm just trying to look here. I'm just trying. Let me grab a couple of pens. Let me just grab a couple
Yeah.
So let me just show you. I'm just grabbing two different, there we go. So there we are. I'm just trying to answer this question as it come in. So if I look at these, so these are some of my pink. BP, what does that stand for? Something pink. I'm not sure what it stands
bright
for.
Pink?
Bright pink.
Bright pink.
Why didn't I couldn't think of the B word. So if I wanted to, I could do a 3-colour blend with BP2, 4 and 5. Now there were some other colours in the middle. There was a BP3, but if I wanted to, I could do a 3-colour blend like that. You're always going to go from your lightest to your darkest. I wouldn't be tempted to jump from something like a BP2 up to a BP6. You're not going to blend because it'd be too much of a gap. Two numbers is about as big as I would jump between a blend. So I could do 2, 4 and 6 if you wanted to, or even possibly 2 and 5. But can you see there's quite a colour gap there? So I would do something like that. But I also picked up these ones here, my CRs, which I really love. They're really useful. And, you know, you could go CR 1, 2 and 3. I mean, that makes a lovely blend here. And you can just see how the colour transitions subtly from one to the other. Let me grab a couple of different pens here. I mean, these are your tri-blends. And this one, which was my blue turquoise, was 3, 4 and 5. So you can look up in your illustrators BT3, 4 and 5 and they will work together. But then here with the darker ones, again, it's still gone up in increments, 7, 8 and 9, but there is no BT6. But it doesn't mean I can't blend my 5 with my 7.
No, not at all. Yeah.
So, you know, you can just... I wouldn't jump more than 2 numbers. So 2, miss out 3, 4 would work really well. Going to 5 would probably start to be a bit of a transition. So just the next number or the one after seems to work really, really well for me.
Excellent. And the next one, although really it's, I'm just about to have a look at this in a moment there, Kate. Kate is saying, have they shown any more of the Lucky Dip bags apart from the embossing one? We're away to have a look at one of the tote ones. But what I do just very, very quickly, just want to remind you about our 12 days of Craftmas. We are currently on day 8. So that means up till midnight your time today, you are going to get 25% off our Gemini machines. So when you pop them into your basket and you get to checkout, you're going to see that promo code box. What I need you to do is capitals, put in machine 25. That's going to activate your 25% off when it comes to your Gemini machines. It's including one of the foil press anyway, across on the website as well, but there's a few of them there. The mini has already gone even before we went live. Many of you were already taking advantage of that. So once again, if you have been thinking about going for one of our Geminis, have a look across on our website, because up till midnight your time, you've got 25% off the ones that are there. Right, mystery tote bag here now. I've got something here, £35 or $45, but you're going to be getting goodies worth £85 or $100 for free. So as I say, that's fab, isn't it? You've got a 78% saving, just over 70% saving. So once again, £35 or $45. That's where you're getting just over your 70% saving, but you still get your Club Inspire on top of that. £28 or $36 for everything I'm away to show you here. Now this tote alone is worth £24.99. So let that sink in for a moment. But you're getting all of these. You're getting your 4x6 embossing folder. This is a 3x7, and actually I'm going to correct myself. It's a 5x7 embossing folder. It's 3D.
Is that lovely lace?
Yeah, it's the swirly lace.
Swirling
lace, yeah. You've got that one. That's included. One of my favourite sentiment collections. This one is part of our layerable, cuttable die collections. So you literally die cut them and layer them together. We have popped in our 3-pack of our low-tack tape. So you're getting all of that. There's another thing at this side, but I'm going to wait because I couldn't believe it. We have got some of our little paper pads, so if you love to do your iris folding, but then you can just be using them elsewhere if you want to. So if you are wondering what ones these are, we've got English rose and we've got poppies there. You've got 108 sheets. We have then got one of our colouring stamps, that beautiful girl, which you can go in with your alcohols, or it could be your water-based pens. You can start to do the blending and shading. This one here, it is your photopolymer and it is Little Darling. We've got our gatefold sentiment dies. This one is Love. So you've got your love die.
I've never seen those.
All of these.
I've never seen those. They're
You've
nice.
not seen these ones, no?
No.
No, these are a really cool one. You know, kind of interlocked as well, if you so wish. Country Lane, another 3D embossing folder, 5x7. Now that one, Corinne, you could use at any time of the year, couldn't you?
Of course you can. Yeah,
absolutely.
it depends how you colour it. Green is summer, gorgeous oranges and browns and rusts is your autumn. Yeah, absolutely beautiful.
All beautiful that you can use depending on the colours. Now I'm still going. We have got, I mean, these ones here were
That's nice.
so popular. Kind of like our mixed media stamps. They are our stamps, so go over with your inks, you can colour them, but they are all individual that we can see here. So if you love to do your layering, great. If not, use them as standalone. We've got our brush sentiment. So when it comes to our sentiment stamps, these were one of my favourites. I loved that. So you've got your two stamps. You've got hello, and then from me to you. Overlay them, but you can use them separate. What about Nature's Garden? We've got Secret Garden. Now look at that sizable stamp and die here. This one is Secrets Unlocked. 6 elements in total there. Then we have got our classic lace. This is a 4x7. And then you've got 6x4. Gone the other way from earlier on.
Yeah.
6x4, 3D embossing folder, that's included. 2-pack of your Poke Tools, that's included. And then a 12-pack of your metallic pencils. They're included. And let's not forget, you get the tote as well. You get the tote.
Because normally we're saying, you haven't got the bag. Just because we're showing you the bag, that's not what you got. But today we're saying, and you've got the bag.
Or sometimes what we'll say is, we'll maybe be showing you the bag and we'll say, now you don't get the contents, we're just showing you that for demonstration uses. Keeping in mind, that alone is worth $24.99 here in the UK. But you're getting all of that. So it works out you're going to be getting £85 or $100 of goodies absolutely free. It is across on our website. It works out round about £1.89 per item. Now, £1.89 for a tote bag.
That's madness.
That's crazy. That is absolutely bonkers. This is an offer that is available for all of you, so whether it's crafterscompanion.co.uk.com.au, that's where you need to go. I'm going to predict that this might actually be one of those that we're going to be a bit, throughout the day. I don't think it's going to make it. £35, $45. Just over 70% saving, incredible. But of course you do have your platinum on top of that one, £28 or $36 for that one there. So that is your mystery tote bag. You're getting the tote bag and everything else included when it comes to that one there. Crazy. And I'm not surprised, it's been busy already. Another thing that's been really popular over the last few days, and that is our brand new Crafter's Companion heat tool, 2-setting heat tool, and what I'm calling our magic foam. You've got your 4-pack of foams included, and these are, they're fun, they're crazy, they're magic, they're all these different words. We do have them available separately on the website if you wanted to go for maybe just the heat tool, or maybe you wanted extra blocks. You're getting them both $29.98 or $36.90. But if you are platinum, it's going to come down to £23.98 or $29.52 for both of these ones here. Now, when it comes to the foam, you're going to heat it up, you're going to press it into any surface, ink it, and then that becomes a stamp. But what's really good, we'll see it again just shortly, is the fact of maybe you don't like the design that you've done. What you do, reheat it, and it goes completely flat. Debbie showed you really good demos on Tuesday on Launch Party, but we have been featuring it again throughout the last couple of days because it has been so busy. Even just to eventually have our own Crafter's Companion heat tool, it is phenomenal. However, it is a double pack with your heat tool and your foams, $29.98 or $36.90, Platinum is $23.98 or $29.52. One of the questions I've had a couple of times, do I have to use a Crafter's Companion heat tool to use the foam? No. If you've already got a couple of heat tools, you don't want another one or need another one, but you're intrigued about the foam, you can get the foam on its own on the website and use your other heat tools as well for that one. So we do like to keep bringing that one in throughout today, just to give you a little reminder. Rightio. So what we're away to do now is actually talking about them. We're going to jump across to Corrine. We're going to have a look.
Yes, right. So this is the Crafter's Companion heat tool. I was so excited to get this. I got this the other day, and I actually used it on Hobby Maker the other day.
Did you?
I was like, I'm going to show you something. So it's absolutely gorgeous. So it's your lovely directional 2 heat settings. So you could got off, 1 and 2. It's entirely what you want to use, up to you, how hot you want to get it. So what I tend to do is turn it on a bit before I'm about to use it and get it nice and warm. So you have got, let me show you, a little stand on there, so you can stand it up if you want to get it nice and warm. Sorry, you were looking at it there. So you can get it nice and warm, because with a heat tool, for virtually whatever technique you're doing, whether it's heat embossing, whether you're using it on your foam for your flowers, whether you're using it on your foam block, you need to get it quite warm to begin with. It's very rare that we would go in with a cold heat tool. You want to do it. So that sort of started to warm it up. I'm going to show you a couple of different uses for your heat tool. Now, I've just taken one of the stamps. So this is my Sentiment Floral from my Bell Countryside, because we've got Bell Countryside on the show today. So I've picked it up, and I've got my opaque pigment ink, which are perfect for blending and embossing. So I can pop that on there, and then I can pop my ink onto here. Now you might want to be using your heat tool for nothing more than you've made a lovely background using your water reactive inks or your water-based inks, and you just want to stop it travelling anymore. You know, you want to set it, so you just want to, you know, to stop the the ink from running anymore. Then that might be what you're going to use your heat tool for. I've just missed a little bit down there. There we go. There we are. So there we are. So I've put down my ink. So this is my, as I said, it's my opaque ink. So I can pop that on there. Then I'm just going to come in with a bit of embossing powder, just to pop over the top of there. And then once we've taken that off, I'm going to just put the spare back in the tub. Now that's gone a little bit misty, as you can see.
You can't you?
It always looks like you've dulled the colours down. Bring your heat gun back in. Now, please never put your hand directly under a heat gun, because they do get hot. But I don't want to put, like I said, I don't want to put a cool heat gun onto my image. So I tend to use my craft mat, and I'll point it at my craft mat, and then I'll just test.
What a great idea. Never thought of that.
Didn't you? No. Never put your hand under your heat gun. And so many people I see go woof, 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 woof with their hands. There's somebody creeping in the corner over there. Please don't do that. Please point it at your grass mat, and then, do you do that? Yeah, we shouldn't.
Maybe.
Right, now, see if we can come in close on this. Now, watch this. We never tire of this.
No.
So we can pop this on here. Because my heat tool is nice and warm, there we go. We can see straight away. Can you see that travelling?
You can.
Look at that. And because we've got this lovely directional nozzle, we get the heat just where we want. Can you see that travelling? Loads of people love watching this. It's a technique that we never tire of showing and to do. And I think a lot of people started their crafting journey with heat embossing, and they're still doing it because it's just it's a technique that never dates.
No, it
now
doesn't.
You can see that's got a lovely little sheen to it, but it is also slightly elevated as well. We can do loads of different techniques. We can heat. We can stamp, we can put clear over the top and make it enamel. We can do all those sorts of techniques. That's the first thing you might want to do with your heat gun. But then I've got my stamping block. So I got my stamping block out of the pack, and I saw that somebody had already used it. We've got the impression of some paper clips in there.
We do, don't we?
So you think, well, that's all right, I can't use that anymore. But what you can do is, again, bring in your heat tool. And again, because it's directional, I can point it where I want it to. And look at that. Can you see them disappearing?
You can.
There we go, look
Goes.
at that. Now you might get ink marks on here, but I can promise you that this ink block is clean, but it, depending on what inks you're using, it could stain.
Yeah.
As long as you've wiped it clean so there's no damp residue, then that's fine. So all I've done now is I've lifted that off and we have popped that on there. So I'm just warming it up, and while I'm warming it up, I'm going to bring in, let's move that to the side, I'll bring in some bubble wrap. Anything with a texture on. It could be a die, we're going to do a few things. While that's nice and warm, I'm just going to turn that over and I'm just going to pop it down and I'm just going to add a little bit of pressure so you can see. There we go, I'll bring it into the middle so you can see. Just pressing that down all over onto there. There we go, press that, let it cool down, and then, can you see?
Look at that.
Can you see?
That's
I
brilliant.
can now stamp with that. Now, perhaps I didn't press hard enough. I'm going to do that one again. I don't think I pressed hard enough with
Okay.
that. So, you've not wasted anything.
You've not wasted it though, have you?
Not wasted anything at all. So I'm just going to warm it up again. Warm it up again. And then I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to press a bit harder this time. Come on. Oh, there we go. I don't want that to fall off the counter.
That's what I love, that you can reheat it. If you don't like it, just change it.
Just change it. Just press down. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of pressure on there. And then, much better. So I've now got there. So I've just brought in some cardstock. Let's go here. Now, this is just any regular stamp now.
Okay.
So I can then just stamp over the top. We can just, over the top we go like that. And you can see it's done there. So I can now create a lovely background. I'm just pressing that onto here. Let's see how that's done. Press. And then
Amazing.
I've created a lovely background.
Love it.
So all I would do next, I would then wipe off the ink. As I said, it will stain a little bit, but that's not a problem. I can then come in, I can bring that, raise that. So the next one I'm going to do is, should we ever go with this? I've got a leaf.
Oh, a leaf.
So you can do whatever you want. So it's sometimes hard to work out which is residue ink and which is, impression. So I can still see some of my bubble wrap on there, but it's fine, it's clean. So it's absolutely, and I've got that side if I wanted to. I could even use the edges, but
That's it.
I'm just trying to keep it on one side. So get that nice and warm. Oh, that feels quite warm.
I know, it's the thing, at first, with me anyway, Corrine, I was thinking, I know we've shown like swatch books and that. At first I'm like, what could I use? But last night after my live at home, I had a wee play. And then as soon as I'd done one, I thought of another. And then when I thought of another, then I was thinking, right, what about pearls? And then pressing it into pearls that I had.
Did I see you do it with the scoreboard?
So the scoreboard looks phenomenal. We do actually have the swatch book here. We'll show you it just shortly. But yeah, pressing it into the scoreboard. Brilliant.
You want to just let it cool down? I mean, did you find you pressed, or once you pressed, did you sort of let go and just leave it?
No, I let it set just for a moment or two while I was holding it down.
Yeah, just let that set down, and then we can look at that. So let's come in with that.
Any textured surface, you've got, what I will say, and I'm going to reiterate something we said yesterday because it was a question. Now, to us as adults, it's lukewarm. Please do not think about using it for doing an imprint of your baby's hand or an animal's paw. For them, because you still need to put a little bit of pressure, but also for them, it will be too, for them, it will be too hot. For us as adults, it's very, very lukewarm. Please don't use it on humans or animals or pets. Please just use it for textured surfaces.
Inanimate objects.
That's it, yes. Took the words right out my mouth there.
There we go. And look at that.
Look at that. Love
Isn't that absolutely perfect? Again, all I do is wipe it off, So don't worry about that. I mean, if you've got our stamping cleaning station,
Yeah, you
then
can,
just go in with that. You know, it's just a stamp. And I would try to get into the good habit of just, unless you think you might want that again, you can stamp as many times with that as you want.
Yes.
It is a stamp. And that's why it's quite good that you've got the 4 pieces in
Four,
the
isn't it?
pack.
Yeah.
Or you've got multiple packs, because if you get something that you absolutely love, then it'll stay in the foam as long as the foam stays cold.
That's it, yeah.
Until that foam gets warm, that won't do. Now there, I was thinking it hadn't raised, but that was just ink residue.
Well, it's
it
like,
actually is totally flat again there.
It's like you said, the one that I done last night with my scoring board, I'm going to use a lot, so I'm not going to reheat that. I'm going to keep that.
Yeah.
So I don't have to keep doing it time and time again.
There you go. So that's perfectly smooth, and that's ready for me to go again. But it's, you know, you can put sentiments in there, you can put whatever you want, and I guess you could even go in there, and I could even. That's gone cold now, but I could even press.
My gosh, why have I never even thought of that either?
Yeah. If I hadn't let that cool down, you could draw on there.
Of course you could.
If you wanted to. That's coming in. That's gone cool now, but I can still see it in there a little bit.
Of course you could.
Yeah.
Never thought of that either. And that's the, you know, it's still relatively new to us.
Just squiggles, however you want to do it. Yeah. But
Bounce
don't go in with. I looked at my pokey tool and thought, no, Corrine, don't. I'm just using the nice round ball tool on my score tool.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah. That is absolutely fab. Every single day when we show it, before we show it, it's busy. But then once we've shown it, it gets even busier and busier and busier, because you at home start to think as well what you're going to be using it for. Anne Fleming on Facebook absolutely says the stamping foam would be so much fun with the grandchildren. It would be. Yes. You know, maybe they've got little toys or, you know, like Lego and things like that. Press it into that. All these different things that you can do. Lillian is saying, let it cool, let it cool. We've also got Kathy on Myers is saying, do you have any embossing powders? Do you have any embossing powders on the site? We don't have ours, but there's some cosmic shimmers, isn't there?
Yes.
On our website. So you can check them ones out. And then also, I think it's Kathy as well, Corrine, that's asking, how deep an impression can you get?
Well, the blocks, I'm sorry, I'm just cleaning mine with some stamp cleaning solution, so it's coming lovely and clean. It depends how deep your, how warm you get it, and then how deep the item is. We've got, I was just looking here, some of the things that were out, and we've obviously got some buttons. Those would look lovely, especially if you turn them that way up, so you've got the double shape. We've got a piece of Hessian fabric, that's going to look lovely, and we've also got stencils, because you can then stencil, push your stencil in. It's all about the pressure, isn't it? And making sure you get enough pressure on. But anything, I mean, the buttons are going to look fantastic, and that's going to give you quite a deep impression.
It will.
I was doing it with paper clips a few minutes ago, and again, that looks, but you must, obviously, the deeper you want it, the warmer you're going to have to get your block. Don't
100%.
scorch it, don't burn it, but make sure you've got it nice and warm.
Definitely.
So my top tip would be, if you're working on your workstation, have whatever you're going to have as an impression ready. You don't want to then be going, oh gosh, I'm getting it ready, because then your block's going to be cooling down. And it does cool down quite quickly.
It does, doesn't it?
But that's the purpose of it, so that you can stamp quick. It purposely dries quickly so that you can use it.
And that's exactly as you were saying there. Once you've done the impression, it cools very quickly, which means you can start using it straight away as well. So yeah, that's why so many of you have been having so much fun with the foam. Right, we are going to have a look at another Lucky Dip. This is giving you a sneaky peek here. Now, this is our Edgeable Lucky Dip. So what I'm going to be showing you, you're going to get £20 or $30. However, if you are platinum, it's going to come down to £16 or $24. It's actually, on that today's price, it's giving you a saving of 60%, I believe, at the top of my head. just over 60 to be exact. And we've got our great big sentiment edgeables that you can see here. So you've got, congrats, you did it. Now this is where in the top half it cuts out and the bottom half it cuts in. You're getting this one. Now if you go for multiples of this Lucky Dip bag, you will duplicate. So just keep that one in mind, but maybe you want a set for you, a set for a friend or something, that's up to you. But you've got your cascading butterfly, so a lovely edgeable butterfly, might work with your timeless butterfly, vintage butterfly, or any of your collections. Then we've got from our family to yours. So these are a larger version of our Debbie Fishables. We did do a smaller version a good wee while ago, which was actually an idea Debbie Fisher had. She put forward her product development, and then we've come out with a larger form after that. So you've got this one included as well. We've got one of our elegant trellis, one of our grande edgeables. When the original full set of these launched, it was myself that launched them. These are beautiful, these are gorgeous. You don't necessarily just have to use them as an edgeable. You can cut them into little strips, and then that could be like a trellis with little flowers going all the way up or all the way down, or little butterflies just fluttering away. It's entirely up to yourself. But last but by no means least as well, you have got your snowflake edgeable. So I'm going to turn it away that way so you can see it a little bit better, but it is bigger than you see it. It's 5.7 by 3 inches. All of that, platinum price, £16 or $24. So that is a really, really good one. If you are wanting to have a stock up on a selection of edgeables, maybe you like the idea of edgeables, but you don't necessarily want to invest in a whole collection, then this is a nice one where you're getting a nice different pick and mix of your different edgeables there. So all of that, really good price on that today price alone, £20, $30, where you're going to be saving just over 60%. But as we say, platinum price comes down to £16 or $24. Best place to go, of course, is our website, crafterscompanion.co.uk.com.au. If you're going to shop the day, you're going to find everything from Wake Up Call, then Craft Along and Cartload. You have also got your 12 Days of Craftmas event running at the moment. We are on day 8. That means today's is 25% off our Gemini. So we've got a load of them there on the website for you to have a look at. What I do need you to do, though, is when you go and pop them into your basket, just before you get to that final checkout, have a look at that promo code section, and I need you to pop in, capital letters, Machine25. That's going to activate your 25% as well, and of course, you're still going to get your Club Inspire as always. So if you are new to Club Inspire, that does include Cartload later on. It includes every show. I've never, ever, ever done a show, a clearance, a warehouse clearance, a cartload, a craft fall, any show ever where you've not got your Club Inspire. Even if it's something down to £1 or $1, you still get your Club Inspire. So just keep that in mind if you're thinking about joining. Now, we have some fun here. We have lots of ideas and tips that we like to give you. Sometimes it doesn't always go to plan, though, and sometimes we have some little crafty fails. So have a look at this and see some of the fails that we've had.
Many of our viewers bring up time and time again, and that's our wax seal gate.
Thinking, Joe, it might not work as well because I've put too much. Oh, I've forgotten to put me thing in place. Because I have a way of words that I think that doesn't engage with that and can come out all wrong. Water.
That wasn't the one you just washed your brush in, was it?
Sorry. Yes, but it doesn't matter.
No, it wasn't, was it? It was. Are you kidding?
I'm going to have to say, it's a slip of the tongue. I'm going to say it's maybe to do with my Scottish accent. I'm maybe going to say it's because of Mr. Ben Mosby. He is, well, yeah, he doesn't help matters.
I've made pots that have exploded when I fired them. I've done zips in inside out. It happens to everybody.
We've all spilt our glitter all over our project or knocked the water over.
You're right.
I've just noticed I've got my dress on inside out.
So I was messing about doing some backgrounds with the sparkling, took the lid off it and managed to catch the pot somehow, and the whole thing came towards me, down my front, across my lap, onto the floor.
Went to reach for the water and, you know, do the tapping with and so there was less tapping and more sort of a tsunami. I've got some...
I have to tell you, every single person works tirelessly behind the scenes, and I can't just give a shout out to one person, because for me it has to be John, Tracy and Jake.
Going to give a shout out to our backstage hero, and I'm actually going to say heroes. It has got to be our product coordination team. It's got to be.
Because without those three people, when we're on air, we wouldn't be able to function like we do. They make sure we have everything we need, right from the samples to the product to having a drink of water throughout the show. They really look after us.
You see us day in, day out, 7 days a week, live on TV. We're crafting away, we're hopefully inspiring you. Every single card, every single product, every single tool that we touch has come from product coordination. Those guys are the unsung hero. They're there making sure we have the products, we have the inks, we have the tools, we have everything that we need. We have the power to actually work our Gemini ranges. The smooth running of behind the scenes of Crafters TV is all down to our product coordination team. Lots of you tuning in, lots of you asking away as well. As I did say, of course, Anne was saying it'd be good for the grandchildren, absolutely would. If it's all right with Corrine, if you don't mind me answering this next one, because I actually done it last night. Sandra Dundas on YouTube is saying, Craig, if you do it on the scoreboard in opposite directions, could you make a decent pattern, you know, a tartan print? You can't, because when you do it one way, by the time that you lift it up, it's cooled. And then you reheat it, you flatten what you've just done.
But I would say for a tartan pattern, you're going to get a better effect if you stamp one way, clean it off, and then put a different colour ink to put on the other way anyway. Otherwise, you're just going to get a crisscross. I think you're going to get a much more interesting stamped image.
Definitely.
If you just do it in one direction, stamp, clean it, because your impression won't disappear if you just clean it, and then put a different colour on and then overstamp. That's personally what I would be doing.
Yeah, and because it's funny, because I knew it wouldn't work, but I knew we would get asked that at some point, you know, if you could chop and change the direction. So I thought, well, I'll do it so that I know exactly what I'm talking about. And yeah, I'd done it once. By the time you lift it, of course, it's too cool to do it again. So if you do go to reheat it, it just flattens it. So exactly as Corrine's just said there, yeah, just twist it around and then overlay with a colour again or a different colour. That will work, Sandra, for sure. Charlotte Everett on YouTube is saying, I jumped at this tool in foam the night before it was released. Me and my daughter are so excited to try it. That would be good. Let us see as well what you make as well once you get it home. Helen Bell on YouTube is saying, can the heat tool be used with the Totally Tiffany station? Yeah, it can. It's going to fit into that. Have you seen that one before?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to fit in there, no
perfect.
problem. We've got Victoria saying, I'm going to use, oh, this is a lovely one. I'm going to use my husband's military medals with the foam to make him a personalised background scrapbook page.
Oh, that makes you...
It gives you goosebumps, doesn't it?
Oh, I like that. That's lovely. And that just shows how personal it can be.
Yeah.
You know, absolutely gorgeous way to do that.
And it's a really good thing to point out as well is, yes, although you're heating it up, it's not going to do damage to anything like that. So, you know, don't worry if you're questioning it, thinking about it. It's not hot enough to do any damage, to affect anything like that. So that's a really lovely thing to do. Kathy Myers on Facebook saying, I know someone who's got a birthday today. It's me. She's actually put her age before that. I don't know whether I should. Just 60 plus. Let's just say. Well, Kathy, a very happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Kathy.
Happy birthday to you. I hope you have a lovely day, whatever it is you get up to. It's so lovely that you're still watching us on your birthday. We really, really do appreciate it. And last one for now, Terry Anderson saying, what show did they use the dye on the foam? It was Tuesday. It was Debbie Robinson.
Was it?
Yeah, I think she'd done it in the morning with Lily, and then later on in the day we'd done it again together. So done exactly what Corrine
Brilliant
done,
impressions
put it
with
into
the dye, because you've got the metal, you've got that structure,
Yeah.
and yeah. So you could be doing you could then create a background with your dye that you could then cut the die cut out and put on the top, and that would look beautiful.
Yeah, and don't ask us how it doesn't cut into the foam. We don't know how. It's magic. It's incredible.
You don't put it through your die cutting machine, so you're not getting enough pressure, are you?
Not the pressure, yeah.
No.
Yeah,
No.
so yeah, absolutely fine. Any of your dies, not for sure. Right. Let's have a look. We're going to go back actually to our colourable Create a Card stamp and die collection. Now we're looking at this one today because this is what's going to be featured in our craft along later on with Corrine, 2 o'clock here in the UK, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 6 a.m. Pacific Time. And within this one here, this is actually giving you a saving of 20% on today's price, $61.99 or $71.49. It did launch on the 1st of November, but if you're platinum, it comes down to £49.59 or $57.19. And you are going to get the whole set here. So let's show you what you're going to get. Now, of course, if you've already got these, then of course you'll be crafting along with Corrine, hopefully. If you've not got them and you decide to go for them today, you can always go back on our YouTube and watch and follow along with Corrine in our craft along at a later date. And of course, it won't be live, but it does mean you can pause and rewind and go over bits and pieces. But you've got Thinking of You. You've got beautiful butterflies. You've also then got your Dragonfly Dreams. You've then got your Celebrate Your Day. You've also got your Sweet Roses. And then you've also got, last but by no means least, your Special Bouquet. So that's combining your die Create a Card range and your stamping Creating Card range all together. That gives you the most beautiful cards, whether it's cut in, cut out, box lids, wherever you want to use them, you can absolutely do that. And we're actually going to have another look with Corrine in our colourable Create a Card die and stamp collection.
We are, and we're going to use the Celebrate Your Day, which is absolutely lovely. So you've got the cupcake, really beautiful. Let's just have a quick look at a couple of samples. We've not really got many out because I mean, it's very similar to what I did before, but look at that. Look at the colouring on there. Our Lily did that one, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful,
isn't it?
And then, oh, she did this one as well. She's been a busy girl. I love this with the shaker elements behind. And she's just die cut it twice, look, and done a little bit of decoupage. Looks beautiful. Oh, the vase with a watercolour background. Isn't that beautiful?
So striking.
Kerry, isn't that fabulous? Watercolouring can be a really nice introduction into colouring because it is a bit easier. People say it's a bit easier than going in with your alcohol pens.
Yeah.
We've got the gorgeous little birds on there. How you colour them is going to change what sort of birds they look like. Oh, we've got the little cupcake. Oh, this is clever. Somebody has been very clever with the foam here and made sure that they've put it in different places that the beads don't all disappear. Very clever. Sparkle pen over the top. Looks lovely. Let's see if I can find, one with the dragonfly. There we go. Oh, look at that. 3 dragonflies. All with slightly different colours. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we've got.
So many styles.
Oh, I wanted to show, look at this. This is so effective. Cutting it, where's it go? There we go. Over the edge of your cardstock.
Oh my gosh.
So you cut it and then trim away the rest of the frame. So it's suddenly become sort of an edgeable.
It does, doesn't it?
And then look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Or we can have it cut directly into our card base and turned into a stepper. So did you get the that wallet? We did a folder recently, didn't we, with the card templates?
That's right, yeah.
Brilliant for, ideas for that. So let's put those away. Right then, okay. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my die into my cardstock. So I'm just going to use the middle die, and then what I'll do is I'll trim it out in a few minutes. So let's just tape this down. we can put this onto here and then take that down. So I'm not using the outside die for this. We're just going to use the inner one. And like I say, we'll trim it down when we've finished or in a minute.
Just to say, Sandra Dundas, when it was coming to that foam and that tartan effect, she just put, I mean, if you have the lines the opposite way on each side of the foam block, will you be able to make an oblong piece of check? Yeah, it was kind of like, as you were saying, you know, just stamp it one way, do it the other way. So if you're doing it on the sides of the blocks, top, bottom, sides, you can use the whole of the block.
Yeah, absolutely perfect. And I don't think you actually need to go onto the opposite side.
No.
Because it'll be the same impression.
Exactly.
So just literally turn
the block
around. Yeah, you really don't need to do more than one. Okay, so that's cut that into here perfectly. And then we can overlay the stamp. Let's bring in our platform. Oh,
I know I said it earlier on, but I've always loved our Create a Card dies, and then we came out with our Create a Card stamps, and I thought, oh my God, these are great. Never thought how well the Create a Card die and the Create a Card stamps would work well together. It's a genius idea. And in some ways, you think about it, it's a simple idea, but it works
really
so well.
Is. So once I put it on there, I'm going to pick it up, and as we were saying earlier, both Craig and I would recommend using the stamping platform over the rocker blocks. If you are pretty accurate with your rocker block, then go for it. Neither of us feel that we would get the accuracy that you think you actually need.
Yeah.
So pop that onto there, turn that around, and then that's going down there, and then press. Now, again, I've used my alcohol-proof ink, my Noir Black alcohol-proof, because I'm going to be using my alcohol pens.
Okay.
So you can do that. But look at that. Now, that looks absolutely fantastic, and I've actually got one that I've trimmed down. So I've got one here. There you can see. Can you see? Just trimming it down.
Yeah.
So that we've created the frame, and that's relevant. Now, just like we did on the other one, I've cut it into, I just cut the inner die. Let me just, where's my die gone? I've cut my inner die into here and then trimmed it out, and I've used my outer and my inner die on there, and that's going to give me the perfect frame. So that's going to go on there, and then that is going to go on there when we've coloured it in. So we're just going to grab a piece of cardstock, and again, I'm just going to do little bits of colouring to show you.
Yeah.
So let's come in with my hydrangea and my pale pink. So you could do these. Now, I'm going to do it with this, but you could also, I think, do this with your tricolour pens as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So you could get that lovely graduation of your ink on here. So I'm just going to come on to, I'm just going to lay down my first colour. So I'm going to leave a couple of little white bits sort of here, and maybe one just down. I'm just circling them so I can remember where I want to put. It'll look a bit neater when I've done it. So just to put that on there.
It's another good tip, actually, Corrine, to do that. Just to give yourself a little circle. Mind yourself where you want that light shade.
Yeah, well, I just want the light shade. So I've sort of done it in a sweep around here. Just lay down the first colour. Now, again, because I'm using my Nina card, I know I'm going to be able to blend absolutely beautifully. So we can then just come down here.
Such a therapeutic thing to do, isn't it? It's colouring.
It is.
I love doing it.
I've got a little bit over giddy there because I want to come down here. So I wasn't looking properly, so I'm just going to take that bit of colour. Look at that, the colour just disappears.
It does.
Again, here, if you do put a little bit too much in and you want to make it whiter, then just colour it in. Just bear with me, sorry about that.
No, that's okay. It's actually good seeing you been using that blender a couple of times within Wake Up Call, because it is something we get asked quite a lot, is how would you use it? Where would I use it? And then if you have little bits that go over the edge, do exactly what Corrine's done.
Or the colours just don't work how you've done them, you know, you can it just wicks away the colour a little bit. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to start down at the bottom, and I'm just going to take the colour up, I'm just following the stamp. The stamp has done all the hard work, so don't reinvent the wheel. Don't think, you know, how you're going to do it. You've got the lines. So just, can you see, I'm just using them to really, to help me with my colouring.
Yeah.
Just, our designers have thought about light and shade when they've brought these all together. So
That's
I
the
don't
thing to
need
have.
to do that now, because that, you know, that's all been done for me. So I'm just going darker down at the bottom.
Makes it easy.
Do you know,
when-
I ordered chocolate brownies this morning at 4:10 this morning, like you do when you wake up because you're full of cold.
10 past 4?
4 this morning.
Just for
Yeah.
Christmas, or just
For
randomly thought, oh, I'll have some brownies?
I've got my son coming home next weekend because he can't get home over Christmas because
Okay.
he works in London.
Right.
And he has to work Christmas Eve and Boxing Day.
Uh-huh.
So we haven't had him home for Christmas for a long time. So he's
All
coming
right.
home next weekend, which is lovely because it's also his twin sister's graduation next weekend.
Oh,
so
that'd be
he's
nice.
home for that, which is really nice. They're ever so close. And I just thought, ooh, I know a young man that would eat a lot of chocolate brownies. And I've been meaning to order them. And 4:10, I woke up and I knew I wasn't going to go back to sleep for a while. So 4:10, I'm just looking at these cakes thinking, it just reminded me at
Remind
4:10
you
this morning,
of them, yeah.
I was ordering a delivery of chocolate brownies. Yeah, like you do.
Just like
they're
you
going to
do.
look at my order, the girl that's from and she's going to think, why the heck is somebody ordering
At that time of the morning.
that time of the
yeah.
morning? Yeah. It's nothing other than my cold woke me up and I knew I wasn't going to go back to sleep.
So you thought, right, what can I do
What
to
can I
make
do?
use of the time? I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Do the brownies.
There we go. Now, can you see how beautifully these have blended together? And back to the question that the lady was asking about the illustrators.
Yes.
We've got 1, 2 and 3. HB 1, 2, hydrangea blend, HB 1, 2 and 3. And just by having those colours, you can see that we can blend them beautifully. If we'd have jumped up lots of steps, then in the numbers, then they wouldn't be blending like that, would
No,
they?
they
And,
wouldn't.
you get that. Can you see how gorgeous that is? Now, what we're going to do next is I'm going to come in with my pale pink. Actually, I might just go straight in. I'm going to go in with number 2. So this is PP 2 and 3 I'm going to use mostly.
Right.
And I'm going to come down here and I'm just going to bring this down and then come round here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to over-colour. We're going to bring these two colours over each other. So you can see I've just gone over there. Are you eating some more of those sweets?
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Oh,
talking
can-
about cakes and sweets? Is
Tanya
it?
came. Lovely Karen. I know I mentioned it just the other day. Karen from America sent us all, the whole team, a big box of American sweets. She also sent me Bahama Breeze Yankee Candle, which you can't get in the UK. It was really lovely. I know Social have put a picture up earlier on to say thank you. The guys and girls were just all away. So what we've done actually, Karen, I don't think you're watching this morning, I'm not seeing your name pop up, but what we have done is we've halved it. So some of it's out now, and then we'll bring the other half out for when we'll have the weekend staff in, because I say, and we tend to all flow into weekends, but we've got a few different staff in this weekend than the last couple of days, so everyone gets a fair share. So yeah, we've been munching on candy canes this morning, weren't we?
I didn't think I wanted a candy cane, and then I had one, and I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was really nice.
Very proper peppermint, American
was.
peppermint candy cane.
It was.
And
There
you
we go.
talking about
Right,
the brownies, thought, got my
I'm-
candy cane.
I know. I'm just thinking of my toasted sandwich that's going to be ready for when I finish
When you're
this
finished.
show.
We always come back to food here, don't we?
We do.
Every one of us.
Yeah. Right, now I'm going to go over with that slightly darker. So what I'm then doing is I'm going over, look at this, with the hydrangea on top of the pink, just to add in. So you can blend with completely different colours if you wanted to.
You can, yeah, that looks fab.
We can then just add in, there we go.
Because you get, there's some incredible cake makers and bakers and that out there.
Isn't there?
And you get them where they mix icings together, in a piping bag, put two different colours.
It's the way you put the colour into your piping bag that then you get those lovely stripes down there. So I can just blend those out to here.
Well, do you know what I was actually just thinking there? You know the little, kind of like, not hundreds and thousands sugar strands,
sprinkles,
the little
yes.
balls, the sprinkles are that. Do that with your heat foam.
Oh yeah, that'd look good, wouldn't
Yeah.
it?
Okay, they might roll about, maybe put it in a little box or something first.
Yeah.
Heat your foam, press it, you're going to have all of them. Just obviously I wouldn't eat them afterwards, not if you've already used the foam,
No,
of course.
we always say once you've taken food items out. But look at that, look at how we've then blended different colours together.
love
so you
that.
can do that. So the other thing I would be doing, what I've just,
How they work together.
is keeping those colours together. And I'm also going to come in with on the bunting. So you can have so much fun on the bunting. And again, what I'd be doing is I'd be coming in from one side and then the other. And just allowing that white element in the middle. So just think of a straight line down there. So it's going to get smaller and smaller. So just keep that flash of white down the centre. And then we can come in just all the way down, just to add in. Now, if you have seen Leanne in the Academy of Colour, she shows you how to colour in the cherry, doesn't she? To show you how to create that look, that cylindrical look, and keep that white bit in the centre, just to add in that dimension. And once we've done that, I'm going to go with the pale pink. I'm going to do exactly the same, just keeping that little bit of white in the centre, so it looks like a flash of light.
Works well.
It does, doesn't it?
And even with them, I know if it's a cupcake, sometimes you think straight away birthdays or celebrations like that. It could be for a new baby, gender reveal, and have the colours. It's just many things that you can do with them.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to turn your paper. I can't colour. I find it hard to twist my arm. I'm always turning my paper around. Just 1 minute. Oh. Right, but can you see, by having that flash of white down the centre, doesn't it look curved?
Curved, it does.
Really,
Gives it a
really
natural
does.
curve, doesn't it?
So just keep on going, and then you can, there you go, can you see how we've just gone, let me bring that so it's centred a bit. All the techniques that I've just said on here, we've just literally taken over there and carried it on.
Carried on, yeah.
Doesn't it look brilliant? Looks
It
perfect.
does.
Now,
No, it really
as I said,
does.
when we come to do our show later, we will go from start to finish. You will see it all. Now, what I've done here is I've taken my lemon card and I've just cut the die into the centre. Because that is just regular card, that's why I've done that onto my Nina, because it's always, you're always going to get that better effect. So I'm going to pop that one on first. So we can then, I'm just going in with my tacky glue, because I've got control. If you want to use your tape pen, then go for that.
Just to say, if you go on our website, certainly on Shop the Day, you're going to find a nice little bundle of Nina cardstock if you're wanting to stock up. Yeah. Think ahead.
So that one's going to go on first. Oh, let's just line that up better. There we go. And then I showed you those little frames, so we're going to do the pattern one. So this is the gnomes. Is it the...
Is it the it's a
Garden
garden gnomes.
Garden gnomes,
Garden
yes, I'm trying to
gnomes,
get the right way round. Yeah, because there's garden gnomes and there's summer gnomes.
Yeah.
Is that different collections, isn't it, I think?
Oh no, I think they're the
Are they
same
same
actually.
one?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think they're garden gnomes, but sometimes we call them summer gnomes just because it's a summery colour.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Just quickly as well to say, if you do want that Nina card, it's just along the bottom. 3 packs, 48 sheets in total. Today's price, £12.50.
Wow.
Or $17.50.
So it's just over £3 a pack.
Oh, here's Carol Vorderman.
Sorry.
No, don't apologise. It's great. I love it when you do it because I am
that's amazing because
shocking at maths.
Because I find that with my Nina, I don't know about you, is I just cut out what I need.
Exactly, 100%. Yeah.
We very rarely use a full pack of our Nina card, a full sheet. Put that on there. Now, doesn't look very good on the back, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop some decorative paper on the back. So all my colour palette has been influenced so much by my paper.
Yeah.
So the last little bit I want to do is I've got my Life is Too Short, Eat the Cake. Now I think it's going to be that one.
Wanting cupcakes now that we've said it.
Yep, I'm not surprised. Maybe it's, oh no, that one doesn't cut out, doesn't have a, that's, oh, it does. I was using it. What was I doing? I don't know what I was doing. I couldn't get that on then.
Maybe just the wrong way round. Sometimes I fight with myself. I'm like, oh no, it's not the dye. I go through a whole load of other dyes and I realise that first dye that I had to start was the one that I needed.
Yep.
I think we all do that, don't we?
On there, run that through. Now I find with these, I've done a few different projects with these and I've never had to really go in with lots of embellishments because you've got so much detail there with the, with the colouring and everything else. Oh dear, sorry. That it's often enough.
That's the thing, as you're saying that, you know, it's more than enough the colour and the detail. You've got the stamp, you've got the die cut as well. Not stopping you.
Oh no, it's
totally
not. No, not at all. But I've just found that I haven't felt the need.
I'm the same in the past.
To go with lots. So let's just pop that there, and then we can put a little bit of glue on there, and that is going to go just there. And how about like that? Doesn't that look really? I love the vibrancy of it.
Exactly.
But you can make it whatever colours you want it to be.
Yeah, especially this time of the year when we're doing lots of deep greens and reds and we're going in with browns, all those sort of Christmassy colours. Nice to have that real fresh colour when it comes to the ones that Corrine was just using there. Right, we'll have a little bit of a recap of this collection, the deal that we've got, and then we will do a demo of the show. If you do want to get your hands on this whole collection, it is a colourable, create a card, die and stamp collection. 49 elements in total. Now, $61.99 or $71.49. That is giving you a saving of 20% on that today's price. However, if you're platinum, it does come down more to $49.59 or $57.19. And you're going to get, and we're going to speed through these ones, you're going to get special bouquet, you're going to get sweet roses, you're going to get Celebrate Your Day, the one that Corrine just used there, using these all in that same way that Corrine explained. Dragonfly Dreams. We've also got our beautiful butterfly, and then we have got our Thinking of You. All of them you're going to get when your parcel receives, after you've ordered it, checked it out, can come back, have a watch of Corrine's craft along that she'll be doing later on today. Right, so demo of the show. We're going to have a look at the demos that Corrine has done today, where you're going to decide, well, what I can say, kind of like yesterday, where it was definitely Jan that was going to win by the end of the day. Today, it's definitely going to be Corrine.
Yep, we tend to have, most days we just have one person.
We do, don't we?
There we go. Okay, so I've done two demos. I have got my gorgeous box with the butterfly on. That's number one. Or number two is the cupcake on a card.
Brilliant. You've got one or two, it's up to you. The votes, you'll get the couple of moments, minutes or so. Rachel will let us know what the winner is. Right, we're going to have a wee look at some of the tri-blends that we've got here, because really good saving on a couple of the tri-blends and the tri-colours that we've got. First one we're going to have a look at is giving you 40% off on your today's price. This one is one of your hero tools. It is your Tri-Blend Essential Collection. You've got 24 of your Tri-Blend pens. However, you do in total get 72 colours. Now, when it comes to these ones here, today's price being £50 or $70. But if you are platinum, that's going to come down to £40 or $56. Now, on that today's price, you are saving $35.98 or $59.98. But it's not just that. You're going to get your Sarah Buddy Bag as well. So that's going to hold all your Tri-Blend pens. It is, of course, storage from Totally Tiffany. It's strong, it's sturdy, it's going to hold them with absolute ease. You've got your strong casing as well inside. You can take them out if you want, use that on its own and use this for something else. But as you can see, it works hand in hand together. It is our today's SAR buy. You are going to save over 40% on that today's price. But as we say, if you are platinum, it's going to come down to £40 or $56. Then what we're going to have a look at is our tri-colour brush markers here. So these are the ones that launched with myself and Leanne during birthday event that sold out a number of times throughout the actual day, in fact. $59.99 or $89.95, but if you're platinum, it's going to come down to $47.99 or $71.96. And what these are all about, it is blending with different colour families. We've talked a lot with our classics, our illustrators, our tri-blends, how you start to blend with said colour family, but these are all about blending with different colour families. The thought's been done for you. You don't need to work out what colour from what family is going to work from different families, all done for you, all in one pen. It is, of course, 18 pens in the set, but it's giving you 54 colours in total. Did launch in birthday event with Leanne. We've got it back $59.99 or $89.95, that being the today's price. What we're also now going to have a look at is what has been really, really busy this morning, and I am not surprised. This is our mystery tote bag. So what you're going to get here for £35 or $45, not only are you going to get the tote bag, you're going to get everything inside. Now, everything is going to come to value £85 or $100 you're getting for free. The tote bag itself is worth $24.99 here in the UK, but on that today's price you are getting a saving of just over 70%. So you've got the tote bag, but what you've also got is your 5x7 3D embossing folder. You have got your layerable cuttable family die. You have got that beautiful, gorgeous girl that you can colour in photopolymer stamp. You've got I Love You gatefold dies. You've then got a full set of your low tack tape. You've got 3 of them. Each of them are on the reel. If you love to do your iris folding, we're giving you a couple of the paper strips here, 108 strips in each pad here. Now you can be using them elsewhere in your crafting if you want. We've also popped in our stamp and die from the Secret Garden. We've also popped in a 3D embossing folder from Country Lane. We've also put in our Christmas collage stamps. Now these are all individual stamps that you can see here. We have also put in our font. So this one being our brush lettering, hello from me to you stamps. So 2 stamps there, that's included. Our 4x6 3D embossing folder, that's included. Our 2-pack of our Poke Tools, that's included. And last but by no means least, a full pack, 12 of our metallic pencils from Spectrum Noir. All of that you're getting, including your tote bag, remember. All of that, everything works out. The freebies are coming to a value of £85 or $100. Incredible. That's why it has been so busy. The tote, once again, going to reiterate, alone is worth £24.99. Everything I've showed you there, you're going to get for £35 or $45, just a saving just over 70%. But check out your platinum. It's going to come all the way down to £28 or $36, which is crazy. Good for you, of course. Really good for you. The other thing that we've got going today as well is we're in the midst of our 12 Days of Craftmas event. So each day we have something different for all of you at home. And today it is 25% off our Gemini range. So what I need you to do is once you know which one you want to go for, you're then going to head across to our website and in the promo code in capital letters, I'm going to ask you to type machine25. That's going to activate your 25% off. Now we were doing a little bit of maths here just a moment ago between myself and Jamie when Corn was doing that last demonstration. So the large OG die cutting machine you can see there is $179.99. Platinum price comes down to $143.99. But if you go into your promo code and put machine 25, platinum price, you're going to get it for £107.99. £107.99 for your A4 machine. You're going to get your plates, you're going to get that little starter kit that you get included, multimedia dies, normal dies, 3D embossing folders, as well as a few other things. So keep that in mind. A large A4 Gemini machine here in the UK with the value £179. £143.99 platinum, but with that 25%, which ends midnight your time, it is going to come down to £107.99. I think we're going to have a look at the MIDI, are we?
We're going to look
or the large
quickly
first,
at the large one, and then we'll have a quick look at the MIDI. So, as we call it, our OG, it's the original Gemini, OG original Gemini. Absolutely perfect. As Craig says, you've got full A4. Well, in actual fact, if I bring in a sheet of A4 cardstock, you can see it is bigger. It is 9 by 11 on in inches. So, you know, 9 by 12. 9 by, well, it's bigger than I was thinking. It's 9 by just over 12. So you can, you know, you'll get your A4 on perfectly, which I think is really useful, because if your cardstock and your dies are right up to the edge, the machines struggle to bite. So it means you've got that scope to bring it down a little bit, and then you've got scope for your, you can see there, you've got scope for your die cutting machine to grab first. Now, if one thing I love about having the larger plates is I can put 2 pieces of cardstock on. I can put 2 different dies onto here, and let's see if I can do it without taping it down. You're going to get all your plates, all the plates that you're going to need, and all of the combinations are all in. Well, the plates are in the box, and the combinations are in your magazine. So, cutting plate, magnetic shim, plastic shim, and then my second cutting plate. Now, you might think, well, why do I need all of those? But it's so that you can do as many things as possible. So you can cut and emboss.
You can.
Now, I'm offering it up to the machine. I've already turned my machine on, and once I popped it in there, all I did was pushed it till I got a resistance.
Yeah.
And then the machine did it all. I'm not turning it on. If I wanted to, I can pause, or I can reverse, or I can just carry on if you want to. Now, you saw I had 2 different dies, 2 different pieces of cardstock in there, but both of these will have cut out absolutely, look at that, perfectly. Let me give it a little bit of a tap so that I can release it. I haven't got time to poke all the bits out, but you can see that has cut perfectly.
Isn't it?
Isn't that absolutely beautiful? I love how you get a beveled edge on a die cutting machine. The pressure inside this machine is unlike anything else that you are going to come across. I've used a few die cutting machines in my career, and this has never ever let me down. I do less double passing than I've ever done.
Yeah.
There are times when you do need to.
Of course there is, yeah.
And it's an electronic die cutting machine, so it's no hardship, but I've done less with this than I have with any other die cutting machine.
Perfect, excellent. That's really good to know that as well, with Corrine saying herself she's tried other ones as well. We've also got our MIDI as well. We're going to have a quick look at that just before the end of the show here. So we have got our, that was actually, so no, that's definitely not the MIDI.
No,
that's definitely,
that might not be quite right somehow.
I can So, if you are wanting to have a look at the details of our Gemini machines, they are across on our website. So, crafterscompanion.co.uk.com.eu. That's where you need to go. But we do have a result, Corrine.
Do we? Was it 1 or was it 2, Craig? Which one is it?
Number 1.
Number 1 with the beautiful butterfly. Thank you so much. We'll put that over on the side, and then that can go up against what we do again on the craft-along, because that's going to be the only other demo we do today.
That's it. You're right enough, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
so, the winner is going to be a colourable Create a Card, Stamp and Die.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Excellent. Thank you so much. Always
it's been
lovely.
A pleasure.
We are going to be back for Craft Along with Corrine. That's going to be 2 o'clock here in the UK, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 6 a.m. Pacific Time. Thank you for all your comments. I do apologise that you are all now wanting a cupcake. Hopefully you'll get one today. Crafty C, yeah, the tricolour pens that are with that Sarah Buddy bag, they are the black barrel. So if you've already got the grey ones, you'll not have these ones then if you've only got the grey ones. yeah, thank you for your comments, Craig, Gilmore and Rhonda as well. Rachel, we will see you again later on in the day. We will be back for that craft along. Don't forget about that 25% just saving when it comes to your Gemini range. But we will see you, if you are watching live, we will see you in an hour's time for Corrine's craft along. We'll see you then. Bye.